So I honestly like this chapter, and I think it's a really big step in the right direction for the Dragon Ball Super manga, like giving us pretty much an entire chapter dedicated to a flashback that deepens the lore and fleshes out other characters is very important for this series. So I like that they're incorporating stuff like this. And also the fact that Toriyama is continuing to take his existing IPs that were non-canon and now making them canon, but also improving upon them like he did with Broly, but now what he's doing with Bardock, which is just so interesting because we the audience already know this character. We've known him pretty much our entire time being a fan of this series because he already existed within the lore, which was already completely established by the time we had discovered it for the most part. However, it was just in this weird non-canon, pseudo-canon territory where Bardock was the father of Goku, but it was never said and he never knew it, but he somehow did, and other people did, but somehow at the same time not really. So it's nice that it's fully made aware in this chapter. It's fully canonized. Bardock is his dad and he knows now, and everything's all square. And like I also said, developing other characters, especially the MC here, who is finally getting a father reveal after 30 plus years of existing. Now we just need a Vegeta mother reveal. But anyway, the chapter starts off with us seeing the initial invasion of the autonomous Frieza force that was contracted by the Heaters to take over this planet for them so they could eventually sell it. Something that's going to be revealed later on. And as we knew, they completely, eviscerate everyone. And we eventually come to the uninterrupted sequence of Bardock saving Granolah and his mom. And we're seeing that at the moment, Bardock, who, before this point was just a soldier following orders, or, kind of. He had a change of heart on the spot because Granolah and his mom reminded him of his own family who we see. But at that time, Goku was still in a pod for some reason. I guess Saiyan children stay in those pods until I don't know, they're 3 or 4 or 5 or something. So Bardock decides to save them and lie to his teammates about it. So then we come to Minato, who at this point is the last Namekian left, and he has the 2 Cerulean Dragon Balls, and I guess he's about to make a wish, something that involves maybe getting rid of the invasion here. But these are the Cerulean Dragon Balls after all, so I'm sure this dragon could revive all of the dead people if he wanted. But Bardock shows up and he drops Granolah and his mom off, and he's like, you take care of them and make sure you and them don't die. All right, peace out. By the way, my name's Bardock. So then we're coming to the present day, and this is the moment where Goku finally finds out that his dad is Bardock. And I also like that it's establishing why Goku has the kind-hearted nature that he does, which separates him from the typical sociopathic Saiyan, I guess. And I just think this further strengthens Goku's lore, just him as a character, because I think originally it was implied that Goku's personality change was because he hit his head as a child, so it was CTE induced. But then we're coming to the first "but why" moment of the chapter, and this series brings a lot of those moments to me, more so than the others. And it's when Minato reveals to Granolah that Bardock, a Saiyan, had actually saved him and his mom. Something that he should have revealed to him maybe immediately. I mean, even in this panel, he verbatim says, "Yep, sorry for keeping that from you." Granolah's identity as a person has become, him wanting revenge because of the Saiyans and Frieza and all of that stuff. And maybe if he cleared that up sooner, Granolah could have lived a better life and maybe developed into a better character than what he is right now because he sucks. But that's not even the biggest "but why" moment of the chapter. But that's coming up next, because then Granolah asks, "But then why didn't my mom survive?" Which is a good question because we saw that, she made it along with Granolah and Minato and left otherwise to live happily ever after. But obviously she didn't make it. And that's because it turns out that because, like I said earlier, the Heaters contracting that autonomous group of Frieza Force guys to clear out the planet so they can sell it, I guess they eventually came afterwards to survey it or something, and coincidentally, they were in the same area that Bardock, Minato, Granolah, and his mom were. And it eventually gets to a point of where Bardock has to, in plain sight, save them, but also, not blow his cover of not being a sociopath, I guess. But Elect just immediately forces his hand and just straight up shoots Granolah's mom. Bardock then retaliates and is able to get out of there while Gas defends them. And that brings me to this being the biggest "but why" moment. Why wouldn't Minato just tell him this immediately, because Granolah even became like this weird subservient pseudo friend of them. Like, just, no, not good. But then we come back to the present day and we see Alec talking to Gas. And he's like, oh, you're remembering back then when you fought against that Saiyan Bardock? I get it. In a way, your own revenge is tied up in all of this. And Gas says, I will not suffer such a dignity ever again. I have grown strong. And Alec says, you sure have, but it never hurts to have insurance. And he's holding one of the Cerulean Dragon Balls. And then in the last panels of the chapter, we see that they're headed on their way to get the second one. So what I think this means is, and I've said this multiple times in my reviews, is that one of the wishes that they make, if they make multiple ones, is going to be making Gas into the strongest in the universe. Like, basically superseding what Granolah had wished for. So he essentially becomes the big bad that everyone has to team up to take down. Maybe even Frieza. Because that fight was also kind of foreshadowed earlier on when they were talking about like overtaking Frieza's army one day. Another fight that is being foreshadowed here is, you know, Goku going against Gas. Because he says, like, you know, you're remembering that fight, your own revenge is tied up in all of this. Bardock being the father of Goku. It's all gonna come full circle here, and Gas being the strongest in the universe, you know, eventually he's going to fight Goku regardless, and pushing him to mastered full power Ultra Instinct with whatever extra little thing that is going to be tacked on in this arc to allow him to defeat him. And that's cool, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I just hope that Gas gets a form change when he does make the wish, because this form right now really ain't doing it for me. He kind of looks like Kid Buu cosplaying as like this universe's version of Lord of the Rings.
So for those of you who are still watching, maybe I can interest you in a Crunchyroll crate. This is of course a monthly subscription box from Loot Anime, but it is Crunchyroll themed and licensed. And they definitely send you some interesting stuff, such as a full-blown scarf from Burn the Witch. It's actually kind of nice material. I did read this series and it's fine, but I guess it's something nice in the interim. You also get legitimately cool shirts like this one, which is fully Coolie themed. Like, this is a legitimately aesthetic shirt. They also give you little knickknacks like these, like buttons. And whatever this is, no idea. Whoops. What this is, but hold on, it comes with a guide. ReZero starting life in another world cord wrap. It wraps your computer cords, and then you get a insignia that goes on top of it if you like ReZero. Cool. So yeah guys, Crunchyroll crate. Link in the description. You get cool stuff like this every month, and you'll be helping me out too. Thanks, guys.
But that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments. What do you think the wish that the heaters are going to make is, and what do you think is going to go down as a result of that, and what do you think is going on with Frieza and everything else? Let me know. And if you like the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.